First on BBC One, Premier League football in Match of the Day with Desmond Lynham.
Good evening. In Europe, it's hopeless. On Saturday, it's happiness. English football at the moment. And today, once again, we could be Eurosceptics for a while and enjoy the thrills of the Premiership. He was here at last, Juninho of Brazil and Middlesbrough, one of the best in the world. He was back at last, David Platt of Arsenal, after 5 major moves, the most expensive in the world. And the season's top scorer so far, Les Ferdinand, who's been out of this world. We'll see them all, plus goal of the month. And as usual, star quality on the bench. Well, our 2 main games are Newcastle versus Liverpool, first against third, and Arsenal against Manchester United, fourth against second. Don't miss them. But first, it's to Teesside and the debut of Juninho for Middlesbrough against Leeds United. It was the only place Ray Stubbs wanted to be.
The understatement of the season so far. Middlesbrough fans are excited about their Brazilian signing. No surprise the match was a sellout. A samba band set the tone. The local entrepreneurs feel 1995 will eclipse 66 as a very good year. Juninho burgers served with a hot samba sauce were items on the menu for a pre-match meal. Cleveland Constabulary Mounted Division showed their unbiased colours and the sponsors arranged the fly past. And there was no doubting who everyone was there to see. So after a month of waiting, the current Brazilian Footballer of the Year made his debut in English football. All the eyes and all the lenses were on 22-year-old Osvaldo Geraldo Jr., nicknamed Juninho.
Juninho has come short for the free kick, and Pearson isn't going to turn down that kind of effort. It's the first time, really, that Juninho has been encouraged just to run at defenders and commit them. Fjørtoft has got in behind Jobson and didn't make the most of it. I think he might just have had a little tug at Richard Jobson's shirt. His snapshot was wild. Now Juninho. 3 defenders around him. He's got away from McAllister. Fed through to Fjørtoft. Great chance for Jan-Arve Fjørtoft. It is right front. It's Fjørtoft's goal, but all the talk will be about the man who made it, Juninho. His first major contribution 10 minutes into his Middlesbrough career. An elusive little run, a perfectly weighted pass, and Jan-Arve Fjørtoft bared off the brilliance of Juninho to give Middlesbrough the lead. Hignett. Header away as far as Juninho. Lifted in towards Barbie. The flag's up here. It won't count. It won't count. Fjørtoft was the man who was offside when it came to Barbie, and was adjudged by the linesman to be interfering at that moment. Flag went up at that moment. There's Fjørtoft in the foreground, and eventually it ran for him. The goal won't stand. Now Juninho. 3 up in support of him. Fjørtoft. Full hold of that one. Hadn't scored for more than 6 weeks before that. Opener from Juninho's through ball. Now McAllister. This is Whelan. He's got support from Palmer and from Dean. Here's Dean. And leads the level. Stoppage time at the end of the first half. And Brian Dean has scored his first goal of the season to put Leeds on terms. Well-engineered break. Whelan's cross beyond Carlton Palmer. And Dean didn't make any sort of firm contact with it, knocked it into the ground, but it bounced and bumbled its way into the net. Juninho's mother and father watching proudly. Yeboah. Foul by Juninho. Oh, and he's going to get a yellow card here. Barmby nicely into the path of Pollock. One back there by Worthington. McAllister with a shot. Oh, needed a really good save from Walsh. Audacious attempt from Gary McAllister. Brilliantly executed by the Leeds skipper, and full marks to Gary Walsh because he reacted so quickly. Juninho is away from Pemberton. He's away from Weatherall. Juninho! Exhilarated run. Was slightly off balance when he tried to apply a finishing touch. Middlesbrough are bringing Juninho's debut to a premature end. It ends with a standing ovation from the fans. This whole adventure has been a draining experience for a man of only 22 years. A lot of emotion, a lot of travel, but he's made an impact.
The lads had to put up with a lot, plus the travelling over from Brazil, and you know whether he was going to get his clearance through in time. So the lads had a lot on his mind, but he showed me enough in the first half, you know, that he'll excite us.
It was nice to bed him in with a contribution to the first goal in 10 minutes.
Yeah, it was a great ball through for Jan Fjørtoft. But then after that, he made another couple of lovely little balls through. It'll be interesting to see on TV if Nick Barmby was offside when Jan Fjørtoft scored the second one.
Pressure today, everybody expected him to do well, and everything was set up for him to do well. I mean, with a samba orchestra and all the Juninho shirts around. So I felt a bit sorry for him before the game, but I mean, he's an international, he knows how to handle things, and he sure did.
Commentator was Clive Tilsley, incidentally. Did the boy from Brazil impress you, Gary?
Yeah, I think it's a terrific start. A lot of pressure, as Fjørtoft said there, but he seemed to handle it so well. Diminutive little fella, but we pick him up here, and this is actually where he made the goal. But he's very quick, lovely balance and feet, and what a lovely weighted pass this was. And we only had to wait 10 minutes for a little bit of magic, Brazilian magic, and Brazilian finish from Fjørtoft. A lovely little flick over the keeper.
Yeah, great balance and brilliant run with the ball. Ball tight to the body. Nice little pass, and what he does, he keeps going for the next one. Lots of enthusiasm, demanding the ball, wanting the ball. And a little taste of English football there from Jobson, clips his legs.
Will he withstand the rigours of it all, do you think?
I think he will do. Once he settles in, we're going to see some great things from this boy.
Excellent. Well, now our two main games involving the top four. Newcastle United started today's match at home to Liverpool as 6-5 favourites to win their first championship in 69 years. A fantastic atmosphere at St James's Park, and the commentary from John Motson.
On this evidence, perhaps they should build the National Stadium in Newcastle. 75,000 people wanted to see this match, but less than half that number can be accommodated inside St James's Park with its 36,000 capacity. The fixture has drawn the attention of the England manager Terry Venables, who announces his squad on Tuesday and has just arrived to get the chance to check on Peter Beardsley, the pocket genius, playing against his old club, and Les Ferdinand, the press campaign for his inclusion based on his 16 goals this season. Well, there's a change today in the Newcastle team and a chance for the England under-21 international Steve Watson. He plays because Lee Clark is still troubled by an Achilles injury. Otherwise, it's the team that set the pace in the Premiership. Roy Evans thought quite hard about his team selection following Liverpool's defeat in Europe. In the end, he named an unchanged side, which means Stan Collymore and Jason McAteer are substitutes. Robbie Fowler could do his international claims no harm, and John Barnes needs one cap to reach 80 for England. there's so much noise in the ground at kick-off, you'd think this was a cup final. Certainly is one of the more significant games so far in this Premiership season. Gillespie for Newcastle, who are playing left to right in the stripes. Liverpool anxious to put the European exit behind them, but they've got a test here. Teams meet again shortly in the Coca-Cola Cup. This is Warren Barton with the throw for Newcastle. Redknapp for Liverpool to McManaman. Steve Watson getting close to him from the kickoff. And they've got Rob Jones moving up, and Beresford covers him. McManaman making progress on the right, and the pullback for John Barnes. Beardsley got a touch on that. It was cleared by Mark Wright, and free kick to Liverpool. Phil Babb. Rob Lee for Newcastle. Ginola. Ferdinand's gone down the centre. Lee's going with him. And, well, Rob Jones came in with a tackle from behind, but play on. It's Ferdinand, and they've got players up here, Newcastle. Lee waiting. Beresford. That is Lee. This is Gillespie. Driven. Oh, Ferdinand! Oh, I say! It's Ferdinand for Newcastle. And the crowd have gone wild. What a start. And the goal is acclaimed all round the ground. This is Gillespie, and Harkness turned his back, really. And where was Mark Wright on the marking? Ferdinand was free. Well, it seemed to come off him as he went between Scales and Wright. Only the 3rd minute. 17 goals now this season. And the Irishman Gillespie made it. Here's Redknapp. McManaman, he started well. He's got a lot of space ahead of him. It's Robbie Fowler. Did the goalkeeper save that? I thought he touched it, Hislop. Well, they're not going to get a corner, but this was McManaman making the play for Fowler. It's a good strike. I think he touched that, you know. Ferdinand to Gillespie. John Scales. Redknapp. McManaman. Barnes. Oh, lots of space for Harkness. It's going to come to McManaman. Rush, goal! Now the poacher at the other end. Ian Rush, the Liverpool captain, has equalised. Only just over 10 minutes gone, and it's 1-1 already here. A lot of space for Harkness. Newcastle caught out a bit by the clearance. It went to McManaman, and Rush just touched it in. Well, that's what they're paid for, Ferdinand and Rush. Beardsley. Ferdinand's touch. Lee. You know that far side. It's Rob Lee with a chance. Oh, good save. David James from Rob Lee, who probably feels he should have scored from here. It's another good ball in. Lee makes the space for himself, but what a good save by the keeper. And it's a corner. Howie is forward. So is Peacock there. Well, he was unlucky there, Rob Lee, to be denied by a fine example of reflex goalkeeping. What a storming first 15 minutes here. Beardsley. Stephen Watson well forward in this attack. And he goes for the chip, Beardsley! Oh! Absolutely breathtaking. He's shaken off John Scales, but Beardsley doesn't need to look up in a sense. He knows where the goalkeeper is, and that was unlucky. And you ask yourself the question, with skill like that, why don't we do better in Europe? And Beardsley now executing creative play inside his own half, but Liverpool break it down. Fowler. Bad. And again, Jones is the spare man, and Beresford has to go across, and they've got room to manoeuvre. Fowler. Robbie Fowler. Well, I'm pleased to say from the spectators' point of view that defences are all over the place at the moment. There's room for players like Fowler and Lee earlier at the other end to make room for a shot. And he did that, and would have hoped to do rather better from there. Here's Barnes. What, again, classy play by Liverpool. Here comes Rob Jones. Needs a good ball in. Fowler's there. Away by Barton to Lee. And now Ginola. He's drawn Mark right across. And he's away. Ferdinand's just inside him. Beardsley in support here. And now Gillespie. Warren Barton's outside him. Gillespie. Square to Lee. It's Lee's shot. That was close. Lee coming inside again to make his own space. But not close enough. Fowler to Barnes. McManaman. Oh, what a wonderful play by Liverpool. It really was. That is a classic way of turning defence into attack. Barnes. Harkness. McManaman. Harkness. It's just that final ball at the moment that's letting Liverpool down. Newcastle probably playing at a slightly higher tempo than Liverpool, and it's in that sense an absorbing contrast in styles. But both teams depend on accurate passing, and that was an accurate pass from Rush to Fowler. He needs help. McManaman's trying to get into the centre. Play on, says the linesman and referee. Harkness. Was the ball over the line? It'll only matter if they score. Fowler. Redknapp. Rush. Doesn't matter. It's some little episode that between Jones and Ginola. The referee blows for half-time. An exhilarating 45 minutes of football. Les Ferdinand with the third-minute goal to set things up. The equaliser from Ian Rush, and the quality of the play so good that you might be watching the next champions here, but I don't know which team it is. Well, the England manager ready for the start of the second half. This time last year, Newcastle had a 2-point lead after 11 games in the Premiership. They lost the 12th game, and then they faded rather in the second half of the season and finished 6th. With the signings Kevin Keegan's made, he's expecting to keep the momentum going for much longer this time round. But we may know a bit more after the next 45 minutes, because this is the first time Newcastle have played another team in the top 5. Barnes. On by Fowler. That worked. Harkness. That didn't. Lee. Harkness again. This could be on for Liverpool. McManaman. Redknapp. McManaman. And still. Deflection! Oh, Hislop. Rush. Hislop again. Well, that looked to me to be a remarkable piece of goalkeeping. The first save. This is McManaman, and I think you'll find the shot spoons off Peacock. It's under the bar here, and Hislop's turned it against the post and out. Quite extraordinary. Look at Rush, he's onside. Newcastle was sleeping at the back. And he's pulled it right across the goal. Robbie Fowler was asking for a pull back, but from where Rush was, it did look like a goal-scoring chance for him. What Newcastle were doing in defence, only they know. But Jamie Redknapp spots the ball that's on. And suddenly, 3 defenders are standing around in a line, and none of them picked up Rush. This was a real opportunity for Liverpool to get hold of this game. McManaman. Barnes from McManaman. Harkness the other way. Fowler on this side, rushes up as well. There's Fowler. Good effort. And he's playing really well, Steve Harkness. He's getting forward into space. The delivery there was all right, and Fowler, facing the wrong way, did the best he could. They've somehow or other exerted a grip on the game that Newcastle are finding very hard to break. McManaman makes his run on this side. Support from Ian Rush. Nobody else in the middle yet from Liverpool. Fowler's got to make it. McManaman. And still McManaman for Liverpool. Knocked off the ball at the last moment. Thought he was pushed. Referee saw nothing amiss. I think it was Rob Lee that made the challenge, number 7 here. Redknapp. Redknapp again, he's well forward in this attack. Oh! Well, I think that's one reason why Kevin Keegan's brought Albert on, because McManaman and Redknapp are finding plenty of room. Look at that. This is Howie now. Little tug, Juninho on Jones. Rush is going off to be replaced by Collymore. So off goes the skipper and the goal scorer, and on comes, as Jones himself is carried off injured, on comes the £8.5 million signing. That was a bit weird because a player was being carried off, but he wasn't the man who was substituted. Here's Collymore. It's his first real run. And there are signs there that with him on the pitch, Liverpool might be a shade more direct. Jones is back. Here's Hartness. That's a very good ball by John Barnes to Redknapp. Barnes again. Good cross. Mark Wright's there. Very good effort by the centre-back. One of the best crosses that we've seen this. Some of them have been a bit below par, but that's a good ball in by Barnes, and it's no mean effort by Mark Wright. Fowler. Fowler's gone down now. Play goes on without him. This is Redknapp. So Collymore at the moment, the only man up front. Fowler's just picked himself up and trotting forward. Redknapp. And in fact, he's more than trotting. Fowler for Liverpool. Collymore's there. Albert's clearance goes straight to Barnes. McManaman. Fowler. For the good ball, Collymore, no. Close. Fowler's taken a knock, but Collymore seems to have given Liverpool a new impetus. Ginola on this side, taking on Jones. Ferdinand in the centre, Beardsley's going there too. Liverpool doubling up on Ginola. This is Barnes. Collymore. That's a good-looking ball. It's Robbie Fowler, and there's a chance here for Liverpool. It's Fowler, the goalkeeper's beaten, but he couldn't put it in the net. It's another let-off for Newcastle. It was a good ball by Stan Collymore, this. Splendid pass, bisecting the Newcastle defence. Goalkeeper hesitated at first, then he came out and was beaten. But that's behind the goal. Newcastle bouncing off the ropes a bit here. This is Beresford. Albert. It's fallen to Ginola. The header out's going to come to Lee. And it's Rob Lee. A delightful effort, rather like Beardsley's earlier. An appreciation of where the goalkeeper was. And the chip just didn't drop. Quite enough for Rob Lee. Beresford. Howie's still forward. This is Watson, now it's Beardsley. And Howie's still up there. Beardsley's cross. Oh, well played, Mark Wright. Brilliant header. Really good defending. It's a corner, though. And Beardsley's coming scampering across this side to help Ginola. This is Beresford to Barton. And Howie and Peacock have stayed up. It's a late throw now. Another good header by Mark Wright. And still, Howie and Peacock wait. There's Howie, beaten again by Wright. Lee. Good effort. Oh, yes, it's in. Stephen Watson. Newcastle have scored with barely a minute to go. And in the middle of the celebration, Steve Watson is nearly buried by his colleagues. It's Lee's shot, and David James can't hold it. And Watson comes in to score a dramatic goal. Ginola. And still, Ginola's shot deflected, good save. And there it is. The Premiership leaders take the 3 points and keep their 100% record at St James's Park. And the fans celebrate a victory that for a long time in the second half looked more likely to go to Liverpool. Later in the season, we'll know how significant that goal was. But what drama and entertainment.
Yeah, I mean, that was a massive game here today. You know, a lot of people say we haven't played anybody. We've certainly played somebody now, because they're a terrific side. Fortunate on the day to get the 3 points, but you know, if we're going to win something, if we're going to finally bring some silverware back to St James's, we're going to have to play average and get results. And I think we played at best average today. Lads never got their heads down, never gave up. At times we were mesmerised by the passing of Liverpool, but in the end, along with the help from the crowd here, we were terrific today. We won a game possibly on the fortunate side.
You've played bags of football both in the European game and here today, but perhaps without the cutting edge.
Well, I can't even say that. We got in great positions. We didn't put it away. You know, before these 2 games, we're scoring for fun. Just at a vital time, we dried up a little bit, but you can't do any more than we've done today. We were fantastic, really. And you don't deserve to lose them games, but we have.
Newcastle's still up there, but they were under the cosh for a long spell in that match, Alan.
I thought Liverpool played very well. I said last season the secret of winning the championship is to play badly and win. Newcastle did that today. I didn't think this stage last season Newcastle could win the championship, but they certainly can win it this time. Keegan bought 4 good players in the summer. Ferdinand and Ginola have been getting all the credit, and quite rightly so, but today they were very quiet. I thought Barton played very well, but the pick of the 4 was definitely the keeper, Hislop. He was absolutely sensational, made crucial saves at the right time. This is good movement from Liverpool. Fowler comes through, and that is a reflex save, quite magnificent. We see it from behind the goals, and it really is a magnificent save. But this one, for me, is the save of the season so far. McManaman on the ball, and he caused problems all afternoon. He comes in his left peg, it takes the deflection, and how Hislop gets to that, I'll never know. And the defending by Beresford was good as well. We see it from behind the goals. It really is astonishing. He's got to readjust his feet, and it's just a quite magnificent save. And as I said, if you're playing badly, then the keeper's got to be playing well, and he's been very, very consistent so far this season.
Now, Liverpool got some stick on Tuesday night for not getting past Bromby. Did you feel they played better today, or was it just a different style of opposition that made them look better?
Well, certainly Newcastle play more open than Bromby did. Bromby got every behind the ball. Newcastle at home, they play open attacking football. I thought Liverpool passed it and moved as well as they've ever done, without the cutting edge. I think they had chances to win the game, but certainly at times they never ever get anybody past the front 2. And when they get the ball in wide positions and teams defend deep against them, then there's no support in the box. They never get anybody in the box. Here we have the 3 central defenders in the picture, and the middle 2 of Redknapp and Barnes. And when it's played forward, McManaman plays it to Jones. He goes down. Now, you watch Barnes at the bottom of the picture. He's the one that's trying to support. When it gets played in the box, there's only Fowler and Rush there. They're never going to win it in the air. This is an example of passing and moving at its best. This is really a brilliant play by Liverpool. It's fast, it's fluent, but they get it forward here, and then they allow Newcastle to get men behind the ball, and now, you know, they pass it and pass it. And it's good to watch, and it's into feet. But the problem here is they've now allowed Newcastle to get so many men behind the ball. And again, when it comes to a good position, Hartness plays it into the box. They've only got Fowler in the box. Now Fowler is never going to win that ball in the air. And I just feel that really they've got to vary their tactics. They're passing and moving, excellent play, but they've got a little bit of variation. It's very, very difficult for Roy Evans to leave anybody out in that performance, but I would expect Collymore to figure prominently in the near future.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, Arsenal's defeat at Bolton on Monday was a blow to them. This afternoon they were back at Highbury with another capacity crowd for the visit of Manchester United. Another superb match, covered for us by Barry Davis.
The setting brightened by autumn sunshine, the afternoon as keen as the anticipation. And with a nice sense of timing, England's leading man is match fit to face his first club. David Platt for Ray Parlour, who faces a cartilage operation next week, is the one change in the Arsenal team from that beaten at Bolton on Monday, their second defeat of the season. Manchester United field the same team for the 3rd match running, and they are unbeaten since the opening day at Aston Villa. Eric Cantona awaits his 50th goal for the club, and it could well be that Ian Wright will feel like celebrating his birthday of yesterday. The referee is Paul Durkin of Portland in Dorset. Manchester United in grey, Arsenal in more familiar colours. Bowl getting a second chance. Keown. Caught Scholes a bit for no obvious reason. Here's Dixon. Paul Merson. Been some classics between these two sides, and there have also been some matches best forgotten. Cantona out to the left, the ball cleared high to the right. Not quite what Adams intended, and Seaman did well to challenge. Adams back to cover behind him, not the best from Arsenal. This is Giggs if he can get through the gap. Scholes. Well, it was a good break by Ryan Giggs. Scholes with the cross-come shot. Didn't get a touch. But twice in the match already that Giggs has made a run from midfield and enjoying the position he has at the moment. But available, so a 3 in the middle. Cross shot that found not the touch that Cole was hoping for on the near post. Or anybody else coming in from rather wider. Sure would love to score against the club that let him go, to Bristol City. Platt. Looks for Bergkamp, and Owen didn't get the touch he wanted, and Bergkamp scores! Lovely goal for Arsenal. But what's this man feel about it? I'm afraid it's totally down to Dennis Owen, who lost the ball. Platt who played it through, but at this moment, Owen is the boss of the situation, that his touch let him down, and Bergkamp skipped his way through. Back pass or out of play. I think he intended to be out of play. What he did was to produce a pass for Bergkamp, who in the push and shove was the stronger, and who kept his balance quite beautifully. Bruce. Right. Nicely played to Dixon. Wants the return. Bergkamp goes for the shot instead. That's a good save. Had to really stretch then. Bergkamp spurning the obvious, which was the return of the ball to right. Schmeichel did well. Keane. Owen. Oh, he struck that well. Hope for the wiping out the error. Away from the far post. Alec Ferguson, this match sees the end of 9 years as the boss of Manchester United. The first half of it not going according to plan. Bruce. Cantona. Cole. Got pulled a bit there, still got the shot away. And Andy Cole looks at Paul Durkin. His immediate competitor was bowled. Now that's where there's a pull, and it's inside the box. Had he carried on, if he'd gone down, it might have gained him more. Bergkamp just rolled off the instep. Merson. Cantona. Giggs on the right. Cole, he's put him in! Challenged by Adams, had to wait a little bit for the ball, couldn't swing first time to hit it, and faced by a goalkeeper who stood up in front of him. It was coming slowly, and he just allowed that extra second that allowed the challenge to come in. But twice he's almost got Andy Cole through. Well, I think that's the first time we've really seen him in the last third of the field, but it came to him rather than him coming on to it. Pallister's head, well, he did run onto it a bit, but he made a bit of a mess of it. Seemed to surprise him a touch, I thought. Giggs has made a run down to the left. Scholes on the right side. Mr. Durkin is now playing at the time he's allowed for the stoppages. Good challenge, Martin Keown. Just the one goal in the half. The poise of Dennis Bergkamp after the mistake by Dennis Irwin. But Eric Cantona was posing threats at the end, and this is not all over by a long chalk. Half-time though, Arsenal lead by 1-0. No change in personnel. The difference is that Alec Ferguson is now down on the bench. Held up. Merson. Dixon, again time for the cross. Beautifully played. And this is all as a result of the cross not being made. And here's Cole. Deflection was by Bold. Adams. Might have been construed as dangerous, but nothing made of it. Adams hasn't got it away yet. Giggs. Cantona. Cole. Still Cole. Still Cole. Combination of Winterburn and Seaman. Taken by Pallister with Keane cocking the right foot. Held up. Strike by actually hit Cole by Eric Cantona. And then a real scramble. It was ended by a combination of Winterburn and Seaman. Actually, Winterburn blocked it first. Held up. Platt. Real chance here of the counter. Bergkamp, Platt has gone forward. Hasn't done that much in the match so far. Merson. Right! Great save by Peter Schmeichel, which is applauded by the man whose header looked as though it was going to go inside the post. Really wonderful save by the Danish goalkeeper. Up and wide by Adams. Back they go to their seats. Merson's cross, beautifully directed header, and he got across to turn it away. Not looking quite as calm as he did at the half-time interval. Pallister loses out. They shall not pass Adams. Sharp. Hustled by Dixon. Good play by Dennis Bergkamp. Aware of where Giggs was going. Cole in the 6-yard box. Bannister to run from the right of the penalty spot. Ball between the two centre-halves of Manchester United. Beckham. Bannister. Ran a little kindly for Arsenal. Beckham. Still Beckham. Still Beckham. Sharp Beckham. Cole again to the rescue for Arsenal. Giggs. Oh, wonderful stuff. Good block by Seaman. He got a haircut for his pains, did David Seaman. Neville slightly fortunate to take that. Goal is promised at either end, but more in the one to our left. Calmly done by Steve Bold. And here's Bergkamp. Being run by Sharp. And Sharp left as a cutaway.